and welcome to Xbox Tavern, Xpod Tavern, episode 53. And as you'll notice, it's a little bit on the cozier side tonight with just the three of us. So I'm your host, Scottish Gruff Ross. Joining me this week, we've got Million Man Ian.
Hello.
And the MPV Graham.
Hello.
How are yous folk this week?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. How about you?
Feeling a little worse for wear after a rather heavy session last night. So yeah.
To be fair, I went a bit heavy last night for me as well.
I was suffering for it today. It wasn't nice.
You were sensible where you going?
I think so.
That'll make one of us.
Yeah.
It was definitely, yeah. It was sort of power napping between 7 and half 7, trying to feel like I wasn't going to die during the show. So that's maybe not the best way to get prepped for the show. But hey ho, we wouldn't need to be as prepped if Tweedledee and Tweedledum didn't just abandon us at the last moment as normal. So at least you've got us to power on through with another entertaining episode.
Yeah. Well, we give Jamie a pass. He did give us a week's notice. Dan was
G gave us a notice, but Dan with his what's that? We're recording in an hour and a half. That's
I can't do it.
I'm not going to be there, by the
sorry.
way, folks. But yeah, we know he's a pensioner. We should be used to him not being able to.
Yeah.
Sort
Well,
of,
they're both pensioners, you know. They must have forgotten their, what's it, Bovril? No, what's the Horlicks? That's
Horlicks is sitting there.
So Bovril was completely different. Bobril's like a football match, isn't it?
Exactly. Tie in one hand,
Nice
Bovril in
beefy
the other
drink.
one. Then
Yeah.
just what you need. So before we get jumping into the show, a bit of housekeeping. So find us on all your favourite podcast apps, so Apple, iTunes, Spreaker, all the other ones like that. If you drop us a little comment in the Apple iTunes as well, 5 stars please, so it gives us a little bit more exposure. Insert Coin Clothing, we have got a 20% off promo just now with Xbox Tavern 20 as the promo code. We've got a Discord channel as well, it's down in our show notes just below. Any of our reviews, tips and tricks that Dan has been doing and all the hosts with our different reviews will be found at xboxtavern.com, and you can catch us with all our latest videos on Xbox Tavern Official on the YouTube channel. As always, we also have our partnership with Manscaped as well, so I will drop you over to the promo. This podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, who are the best in men's below-the-waist grooming champions of the world. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped just launched their 4th generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. So join over 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you, 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code XboxTavern20 at manscaped.com. Imagine shaving with a sleek, well-designed and optimised trimmer that makes shaving time your favourite time in the bathroom. It's time to get your own ball hair and body trimmer with Manscaped to make me time the best time and enhance your confidence with some nice smooth boys. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code XboxTavern20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com using promo code XboxTavern20. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
Just say fuck you, Dad, to start.
So, thank you very much, Manscaped, for the promotion. And if you want to keep your boys nice and smooth, go to Manscaped and use promo code XboxTavern20 for 20% off and free worldwide shipping. So, now that we've got the housekeeping out of the way, what has been happening in the world of Xbox this week? We have seen some...
Oh, you missed one. Dad's going to be angry.
Oh, he can...
You didn't mention TikTok.
He can deal with his TikToks.
Dad's going to be furious with his TikTok.
Dan gets no saying things when he doesn't show up.
Exactly.
So, we have had some new looks at Halo Infinite's campaign, and it would appear that there has been quite a bit of work done to it. So, in the new sort of brief little shout out that we got, we've seen a few different things. We've seen Craig. Craig has had a full revamp. He now has a beard. He's looking very, very manly, very gruff. Seen a couple of things to do with maps, your upgrade tabs, and how you can sort of go through the game with different things that you can use. So I think what they were saying, there was a grapple shot, a shield, threat sensor, a drop wall, and a thruster as well. That's what I remember seeing in it there. The ability to select different vehicles. So there's like drop ships that come down with your different vehicles that you can have in it. So I think one of them was like the Wasp that was sitting on it as well. So that was pretty cool. Cortana made an appearance, who's apparently not meant to be as nice as she is in the previous games, but we won't say any more apart from that. And then just a bunch of different sort of enemies and things like that as well. One of them, one of the really fucking awesome looking ones. I don't know what it was called, but it was like it had almost looked like two energy swords. It was glowing red, and it was like that guy looks like he's to be avoided because he looks scary as hell. But no, if anything, this has made me more excited. I would have probably been playing Halo mostly for the campaign anyway. So seeing this now has really ramped up my interest in it.
I'm just a bit ashamed that there's no co-op campaign to start with. Because that would have been nice.
Yeah, that would have been that. Like, cause that's how I got started in Halo, by playing co-op campaign. So to see that that's not going to be there right off the bat, that's quite disappointing.
Yeah, because one of the things where you think like you already start playing it, you're happy to play it alone, yeah, but then you've got to wait ages before. Like, is it 3 months they said? Until the co-op campaign?
It's long, and then it's the same with Forge as well. Is Forge not even longer than that?
I think
Forge
so.
is like, Forge is like 6 months.
Yeah, so.
But I suppose the part of that, you get to taste the campaign. The problem with playing like co-op campaign is you tend to sort of skip the story for the other person because no one wants to sit there watching a cutscene whilst the others. You tend to scrap all that. So at least you get to understand a bit more of the story of this one. It's quite easy to get lost in the Halo thread if you skipped a lot of it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not as much as it's a very shooter-based orientated game. There is quite a bit of lore behind it, and it's quite good to find out about the rings, also about the Covenant and the Flood, stuff like that. Well, going back to the previous ones at least. So as you're saying, it's not just something where you're quite happy just to jump in, shoot things in the face, and then jump back out again.
Just don't mention ODST because Graham gets angry.
Yeah, no, that's not in my law. That's not canon in my opinion. But I did see in there a gun that I didn't see in the little beta testing. That was a little grapple gun. It's like halfway through, he just sort of shot him and grappled, like shot himself towards the guy to sort of smash him on. I think that looked like a pretty cool gun.
I mean,
there's the grappling thing in when I played the multiplayer, wasn't there?
Yeah,
you could like grapple around. That was quite fun.
I mean,
I must have missed that one.
It does look awesome. I think the one that they had, I think the trailer that they put out was about 6.5 minutes long or something. So it was quite similar to what we had originally seen when they first showed off the campaign, but looks so much nicer now. Everything's much more crisp. It looks next gen.
Yeah,
it does. You see they put the effort in, haven't they?
Even Master Chief, like just his armor has had like a total rebuff in it. It's more textured. It's got like more like you see more of like the silver where the green's all been scratched off, where there's like dirt marks and stuff. He just looks like he's more war ready to what he was before.
He's like he's been through the wars.
Yeah, whereas he just looked a bit dull in the first one, whereas now you can actually like see what the armor's been through. So no, it's really looking like it's going to be a properly good game. Certainly going to show off the Series X in the best light, and especially if they can tie that up with one, making the multiplayer co-op good, and also having the multiplayer aspect to the Halo games is always solid. So
yeah, definitely.
Yep.
I think it's going to be very much pushing for Xbox Game of the Year, but so late on.
Yeah, that's the issue, because that's what 8th of December launch. That's that's very late to try and make a push for a game. Like, you're not going to class that.
I don't think they're even allowed, will they?
No, not that late in the year. So, I mean, probably like that's the thing. Like, if you look back on the year as a whole, it probably is going to be one of the best looking and biggest games to have launched, but not to the point of they're going to actually class it as a Game of the Year contender.
No. That's the tough thing, is thinking what would be Game of the Year this year.
I've been compiling my list for the end of the year show. I've got a few controversial choices thrown in there as well.
Ooh,
so that'll be one of our later episodes. We'll probably be doing that episode when they announce the Game of the Year, or just our last show of the year.
Yeah, probably around then. Yeah, I imagine so. Maybe just after the quiz one.
Yeah,
because we have a bite for Christmas.
But yeah, no, Halo Infinite has certainly piqued my curiosity with this new trailer. So, but speaking of new games that you can play, or maybe not so much new games, just different games, with the Microsoft Edge app on Xbox consoles, you are now being able to run Geforce Now, which will give you access to your Steam PC library for being able to play Steam on your Xbox. So this was something that I think had been spoke about quite a wee bit. And basically it's just saying Nvidia is unlocking access to its Geforce Now streaming service on Microsoft Edge today, allowing Xbox owners to play Steam PC games for their consoles. Geforce Now includes access to more than 1,000 PC games, and Nvidia has finally started supporting the Edge browser that now ships on Xbox in a beta update to Geforce Now today. So basically, as it does exactly as it says on the tin, if it's a game that's on the Geforce Now Steam servers, you can comfort your living room, play it on your Xbox. So games like Counter-Strike, Dota, League of Legends, games, those sort of big esports titles, you're now going to be able just to sit there in your living room and just fire away on your Xbox.
Yeah, so I mean that's been crap for a while, isn't it? To play your Steam library on Xbox, that was something that people have been asking for a long time. But they're worried it would just blur the market and the Xbox one would lose out because you can find sort of PC keys generally a bit cheaper to play it that way. Playing it through the GeForce, I think they said there was going to be a compromise on the quality. So it'd be interesting to see what it is, because even like the cloud-based gaming isn't, I wouldn't say sort of 100%. It's good. It's still probably about sort of 85% sort of quality, but to play through an Edge browser on another client, you got to imagine there's got to be some sort of compromise on that.
Yeah, I think I was saying that. So what I was reading about the details of it is, so they're saying that it'll be running in 1080p, and because of running it through the Edge browser, you'll then have full mouse and key support as well, mouse and keyboard support. So I think one of the ones that I had seen something else about it, but I hadn't really went into any detail about it, is they were saying that there was games, higher up tier games that are on GeForce Now, so ones that are a wee bit more taxing, not so much just your League of Legends and stuff like that are very sort of esports minimalist based. Even games like that, you were going to be able to still run through it. Those are the sort of games that I think will be interesting to see how they run, because I think that'll be the ones that they'll struggle with. Not struggle, maybe struggle's the wrong word, but those are the ones that will probably need the most work to make it accessible and make it worthwhile.
I think I'll be doing my homework to see and report back next week how I found it went anyway.
As well.
I mean, that's the thing. It's a free service, so it's not like you're having to pay for it to try it. No. You'd be daft not
as long
to
as you've got the Steam games, at least you're fine, yeah.
Exactly. You'd be daft not to just jump in, try it, see how it goes. If it's for you, fantastic. If not, then great.
I wonder if Fall Guys is on there. That'd be quite funny to play Fall Guys.
Yeah, play Fall Guys. All this
you see the giddiness, the giddy people are saying that, eventually you're going to play God of War through it. Imagine playing God of War on an Xbox.
That'll be the big one, that if that loophole starts to get exploited, I would imagine Sony isn't stupid enough to allow that to happen.
Yeah,
well, they could have got a PlayStation PC though, haven't they?
They're going to start now label. We won't get into the horrible blue brand, but they are going to start now labeling certain games with available on PlayStation PC. So depending if they're going to be making them as a port, then they'll start having that. But I would hope Sony weren't stupid enough to let that be a loophole, that you could just jump onto GeForce Now on the Edge and load up Kratos, because that would just be death to PlayStation if they were that stupid.
It would be funny though. It'd be hilarious.
They can't tap into the PC market without opening it up to Microsoft.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's it. Literally, it's like everything's window based. It's like, in reality,
yeah, fine. Don't give it to Xbox. Give it to PC. That's still us, by the way.
Yeah, all you're going to hear is PlayStation pairs with Apple. What?
It's like, it's not on Xbox. Yeah, it's on PC, Steam. Yeah, it's Microsoft.
It's Microsoft.
Everyone wants. No one fucking.
You'd imagine Apple would be even less appetizing than what PC is, because Apple just like say, yeah, we can share it, but we take about 65% of all the earnings for it.
And the quality's gone as well.
Exactly. I mean, as it stands just now, I was reading it a bit more. As it stands just now, there is no PlayStation games available through GeForce Now, so like The Last of Us, Horizon Zero Dawn and things like that. So they obviously have covered their backsides in that respect, but I could just see something coming along and you would just be like, wow. How did that not work? But
it'd be very interesting to see what they do, what they bring.
It'll be interesting to see how it runs. Like I was saying, they are going to be introducing new things like there's a priority tier, or I think they're calling it like a 3080 tier, and basically like 3080 is one of their best graphic cards that the Nvidia do just now, and it basically just means that the games, they don't run smoother, but they get like almost priority the bandwidth of the servers. So if you, I don't know if it's paid, I need to look into it more, but you then get the ability to have a better experience by having this installed. So I mean, if you're playing little games like we were talking about, probably basic version, just switching on and running it will be fine. But if you want to then jump into something a wee bit more intense, that might be where they start making their money back, by making people subscribe to this.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, interesting times for
it is.
Another reason that obviously it's not really tied into Game Pass, but it's just another way that Xbox players are getting more and more games that they're being able to experience just through being in the Xbox sort of infrastructure, whether it be X, S, depending on if they start doing this like backwards console streaming, you can even have a 1X and stuff like that and still be able to get access to these sort of things as well. So it's more and more things that Microsoft are doing that PlayStation just don't seem to have an answer to be able to keep up with.
Yeah. It keeps rolling on.
So they just don't seem to be letting up and trying to like grab folk back from after. Obviously, they had the momentum for the 360. The one launched to an absolute disaster because it was more of a media hub than it was a console. And now they're doing everything in their power to try and drag people back to show that Xbox is for gamers. And you'd have to say so far they're kicking Sony's ass in that respect.
They're definitely trying a lot more harder this generation than they were last.
Yeah. But with all your online gaming and all your different ways to game, Microsoft have got you covered. So Microsoft have announced today they've acquired 2Hat, a leader in content moderation solutions. So they've basically been working with them for a while to remove all harmful content from Xbox and beyond. So basically saying the trust and safety of our community is a cornerstone for Xbox. That's why we're happy to announce that Microsoft's acquisition of 2Hat to make sure that they will continue to invest in the safety of their players. So basically it's just to make sure that if you're going to be using the cloud and you're constantly online and things like that, that you're not having to worry about data being stolen, and just making sure that you're going to have the nicest possible online experience whenever or however you choose to use Xbox's services, whether it be on cloud, whether it be on your console, whether it be on PC, whatever it is, you're basically going to be looked after and made sure that this is nice and safe for everybody, so nobody gets hurt.
Yeah, when I saw it said sort of moderation, I thought it was going to be like proper game changing where you play certain games. I mean, I know Call of Duty was rife for it. I think a lot of the sort of FPS shooters are rife for it. You play against certain teams and they start using inappropriate words, shall we say, touching on the likes of racism and homophobia and stuff like that.
How you're elusive your mum is.
Yeah,
exactly. So it makes you wonder if they were going to do anything about trying to put a stop to that. Too many like hits or something. Maybe they can pick it up via language. I mean, speech recognition has come a long way.
Yeah, definitely.
I think certain sort of temporary bans to perma bans against people that keep using sort of inappropriate kind of language would have been good. But...
I mean, it's so easy these days. Like, I don't understand why some social media and like Instagram really poor filtering. Like, it's the key word. You put that word in, it gets flagged up.
Yeah,
and someone will look at it and notice what they're saying.
But
it's just really bad that they can't notice that.
But there's some of the times like you see it up on social media where a post goes up and it gets taken right down, and then the user gets banned because they can do it that easily. But then you see it in other forms, like as you're saying, like in Xbox, and you can report them and things like that, but then it's the whole process of having to report them. It should just be like an automated system that is constantly on the lookout for what it is. And I suppose that could be a bit overkill.
I think it's tough. Yeah, I think it's tough because isn't there some form of security with messaging online because it's meant to be private?
Yeah. So like as a purely Scottish person, cunt is quite an affectionate term. I know, I'll bleep it out. It's quite an affectionate term depending on who you're saying it to. So if I was to then say that to somebody who I was friends with, would that then get me in trouble? And
I know what you mean.
It's
like
they can't make it.
say,
They can't make it too automated, or they can't have it too sensitive. Otherwise, people who haven't done anything wrong are going to be the ones that get caught up for it.
It's a weird way because you use that word in with your friend, it's more endearing. But if you use it with someone else,
it's very
aggressive and offensive because you're calling out a person.
Profanity is different though, isn't it? Profanity filters, that's something that's been there for a while. Some games even say, you go into certain matchmaking with you expect profanity or not.
And how they feel to say, do you want it on or off, or how strict do you want it to be?
And you just don't hear it then. That way people that do it they get either dubbed or muted or bleeped or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I say, it's probably not something that we'll notice like in day-to-day life of gaming, but the fact that they're taking the time to make sure that they are doing everything possible to make sure that your online experience is safe, and to make sure that you're not getting anything in the game or in messages or in chats or whatever it is that shouldn't be there. It's good to know that they're actually considering all the aspects at the same time as making the games that you can play just as impressive as well.
Yeah,
you'd hope it is that and not just a distraction to say, well, we know this is a hot topic at the moment, here's something we're doing.
Yeah, look at us, give us brownie
look
points.
At the jingly keys over here, we're trying,
we're doing our best. So but thank you, Microsoft, for looking out after our delicate little ears so we don't get upset. And just to rub it in for the last news story this week, because Jay's decided to take a week off, we thought we'd bring up Resident Evil.
I mean, we're going to have a good 5-10 minute chat about this just to
noise them off. I can just see the chat in a minute. It's just going to erupt with Jamie's
You're going to see Jay knocking on the Zoom window.
Everything that we've missed when we run through this, he's just going to go, bah! So, Resident Evil Village set to receive free DLC. So, they haven't actually given us very much in the way as to what it's going to be. Basically, they've just said that we will drive our customer management to understand the playing trends and preferences of users, while also building a business model for online operations, taking into account the situation of our free DLC for titles such as Monster Hunter Rise and Resident Evil Village. So, like I said, they've not given a lot of details in regards to what it could be. At E3 earlier on this year, they did say that there was going to be DLC due to popular demand, but as I say, it's dried up pretty much apart from that. I did see something that could be something to do with there's Jay getting banned in chat for spamming too many messages. I did see something about Chris getting mentioned and maybe having something like what they had in 7 and giving like a Chris based storyline DLC, and just see how it goes. I would imagine that they'll bring out something quite substantial, because I was reading something the other day that That's Village now passed 5 million copies worldwide, and they actually done it quicker than Resident Evil 7 done it. So I know 7's quite...
Yeah, the Village went really... It took off massively.
7 has been held in quite high regard in the gaming community, so to hear that Village has beaten it to 5 million so quickly is quite impressive. But it'll be interesting to see what they do. I mean, what would you like to see as the DLC for Village?
It's tough for me because I haven't played them yet, but I guess from people I know what they want to see, I guess would be more, what's the best word to use, like more cameos would be the best way to use. Other people popping up.
Who in particular? Let's really piss the G off by going into all these characters that could or could not appear in Village DLCs.
Well, he wants Shiva to appear, doesn't he?
Why would you not want Shiva?
I hate...
Why would you not want Shiva to show up?
But Jill, have another Jill sandwich.
Well, there you go. Ada Wong, could you have her in it?
Wesker can make another appearance.
Can we not just get Wesker?
3 or 4 times.
Wesker would be funny to just pop up. Ask him what you like.
Who's it? So who's the one that came in at the end of Village? Was it Chris or Leon?
Chris, yeah.
Maybe Leon?
Leon?
What's Leon doing these days? Jamie would know.
Unfortunately, he's an old man and he hasn't showed up this week, so we won't be able to ask him. In fact, Jay,
Ashley. Let Ashley in. Ashley come.
Who was Ashley? Was Ashley the one that was in
Ashley's
5?
4. In 4, one you got to keep saving in 4.
Who was the one in 5?
5 was Shiva.
No.
5 Shiva?
Who was the one that was with Wesker? Not in the bad way, but she had the like heart things shoved on her.
Oh god, you're testing me.
Wesker like put the hang on in your.
Of my limited knowledge of Resident Evil, you're testing me big time.
You had. Jill was with Wesker, as it was. So, like, see,
there we go.
Put the thing on her, and you had to like rip it off when it was you and somebody else fighting her.
There we go, Chevy pan. Oh, so maybe Shiva could come because Chris was there, wasn't he? So maybe Shiva
Chris
will pop up.
Yeah, Chris was down in Africa.
Yeah, so maybe Shiva will come back.
I don't know. It's just I don't know if I'd.
I think you just got to have a few more cameos. I think that would get everyone excited. Is someone from an older game pop up and go, hello? Maybe like it's a sniper shot from the distance and just... Is it Wesker that wears the glasses?
Yes,
there we go.
Trippy ass eyes behind them.
Or just a dog jumps through a window. Just that scene.
Just the nostalgia, that'd be epic. The first time I ever had that, I just had a fucking heart attack after that. That was terrifying.
I think I remember the one that annoyed me the most was, I think, number 2 when I originally played with the lickers.
Oh, the lickers were awesome.
Where the first time you met them, saw one, like, ah! Just panicked.
Just like scrolling along the side of the building next to the window.
You see him like through the window. What the fuck was that? And then literally not even like 5 minutes later, just jumps and tries to kill you. Like, no.
Yeah, no, I don't need any more of the lickers on it. Get Nemesis back in it. Find some way to bring Nemesis back and put him in it. That'd be awesome. But I don't see Nemesis rocking up, just knocking up.
What about like Lady Demetrius's daughter?
They're dead.
Well, she's
Spoilers.
She could have a daughter though. That's not dead.
I don't know. I don't know I don't know what they would do. I don't know if they would do story wise or if what they would do, but they need to do something. It's starting to be a wee while since they've had any sort of, even if they told us what it might be. That would be a wee bit more beneficial because it seems to have went very quiet about what they're planning on doing with Village. And you'd think...
I reckon they'll probably set up 9. So I reckon it'd be like something that sets up 9, like something big will happen, and then that's what normally they do with these kind of DLCs.
Yeah, because 9 was what was sort of hinted at the end part, wasn't it? With the whole thing with Christ, what's his name? Ethan's daughter. So
you're muted in.
You're muted in.
Oops, that's my fault.
There we go.
Yeah, it worries me.
So,
but then would they really advertise the next one? Considering like each game takes about 3 or 4 years to churn out.
Yeah, it's going to be
even
a
if
while.
you just do. Yeah, it's going to be a while, but maybe teasers. That's what I mean. Something set up so people get people talking and buzzing about it.
The way they do it nowadays is just a giant 9. Yeah, that's all you get.
Yeah. How are they going to do the 9 as well?
So
like,
what's 9 in Roman numerals?
V and 4 eyes. Isn't it? Oh,
No,
IX,
IX.
you're right. Yeah.
IX. So they need to find a word that's got IX in it. Resident Evil.
Twix.
Something. Yeah, Twix.
IX.
It's going to have to be something like that that allows them to put in some fancy.
Just written on Chris Redfield's pants. IX.
Exactly. Just a spread.
Tattoo of it.
Just a spread.
Crucifix.
Oh, there you go. Boom.
There you go.
Hire this man.
Dominatrix.
See, Jay's always just got the lower the tone.
Of course, he's gone. Phoenix. Oh god, that's a shit name.
Yeah.
Resident Evil Phoenix.
But no, that's this week in the news for. Oh, did I miss anything?
Yeah, that's enough Resident Evil for a week.
Yes, that's.
I guess we'll never talk about Resident Evil anymore now. Oh,
no,
it's such a shame.
If only Jay was here to give us some sort of deep intellectual thought about Resident Evil Village, but he's got his Horlick, so he's not here. So, on to the opposite 30-day game challenge. So, this is week 4, am I right in saying?
Yep.
And that is a game you hate to tell people you dislike due to its popularity. And just simply on the subject of the fact that I know he's in chat and before he falls asleep, because it is getting close to his bedtime, I'm going to start this off and I'm going to go with Dishonored.
Christ. You're gonna give him a heart attack now.
So, people make out like it's outstanding, like it's like the best thing since sliced bread. And don't get me wrong, it's cool. I like the idea of it with the powers and the stealthy gameplay and that, but it's just good. It's not epic. It's not world class. It's not excellent. It's good.
It's not. Okay, I have to disagree with this because when I first played it, I was literally in love. It was so, I think because I'm very meticulous with my gaming, if I want to do, if there's a certain purpose in the game, I'm going to be constantly reloading to make sure it gets done perfectly. And that's one of those brilliant games where, you can just go in and out, kill the boss you need, leave, and no one knows because only you've done it all stealthily and nice.
I'm with you on this, Ross. Stealth games can suck balls, but I liked Dishonored 1, but yeah, the stealth was just.
But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying it's a good game, but that's it. It's good.
I'm totally with you there. And you ain't got Jay to back you up now, so you have
I know I haven't. It's so like, okay, I agree 2 wasn't as good as 1, but still brilliant game, brilliant concept.
I don't know.
Just can't believe you could say this.
We can say this.
Yeah, you can.
If you don't like that, you're not going to like the next one.
It's like one of the things.
I know, I've seen your one.
It's what you would get as well. Just on the subject of JC in school, this one. It's like what you would get in school. It's like when the teacher finishes your class project and they hand it back to you and you go, yeah, it was good, just wasn't great. And that's what it is.
You like other stealth games,
I do like
right?
stealth. I love Hitman. I love Splinter Cell. I love stealth games. I just only found Dishonored.
Wait, describe it. It's chicken with no seasoning.
Well, yeah.
It's still good. It's still good. It's still chicken, but
that's
there's no seasoning.
Yeah.
I mean, chicken with no seasoning is just furious. It's
just bland.
Disgrace.
It's passable, but that's it. So now that I've thoroughly pissed off everybody on the show and most of the chat, Gray, what is your one?
Talking of bland chickens, I'm bringing it back from last week.
Ian's about to just walk off the show.
Yeah.
Half-Life is a masterpiece.
Creaming over Half-Life. And yeah, I hate mentioning people that I don't like it because they just like to brag about how much they love Gabe Newell's balls.
Not that. It's just a brilliant game. Like, great story, fantastic gameplay, and all the little branching little stories like Team Fortress as well, and then you got Portal as well, and all the other story. You got Half-Life, you got Blue Shift, you got my God, what's the other one? Operation.
It's just like you can't just tell someone you dislike their game. They have to tell you every reason why you dislike it because they have to go into everything. But it has this and this and this.
What was the thing?
It doesn't mean you like it.
What was the thing you got for like Half-Life? What was it? The orange or the orange?
The orange
sad.
Box.
Orange box.
I think it's sad.
Oh, sad, yeah. Yeah, the orange box. So what was that?
The orange box had it all. So it had all the Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2, and then episode 1 and was 1 and 2 as well. And then you had Team Fortress and you had Portal.
Right, okay.
So you had nap time.
And then you have nap time. Yeah. No, I never played Half-Life, so I'll just put that one because it was just never something that got my like. Don't get me wrong, I played Team Fortress, played Portal, but never played Half-Life. It just something just didn't jump out at me about it.
Oh no, you're really missing out. Oh, no. Said no one.
Yeah. Oh well. Apparently, Ian's about to go off on one that's just.
No, I mean, like I get like now it's probably not probably time to play because there's so many better games out there. But I still think if you got time.
Oh, see, even there, I mean, there's so many better games out there. Well admitted.
But Portal, you have to play.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Like Portal
I've played Portal. It doesn't mean I like it any better.
I love
Portal. Was just
Portal was epic.
Portal can be slammed in the Dishonored. It's good, bland chicken style.
See, I need to disagree on that one because, yeah, Dishonored. Portal's epic. It's just such an amazing game.
So, speaking of chicken, I got really angry at a lady today in the shop.
Did she have bland chicken?
No, it's weird. I went to what's it called, Chosen Noodle today, and I just wanted some bits of chicken. So I went. She goes, "Oh, what do you want?" So that's some piece of the salt and pepper chicken and their camo chicken, please. I don't want any rice or noodles. She goes, "No, you can't." It's like what?
Why can I not?
She goes, "No." It's like you have to have noodles. Like I don't want you. I just want chicken. Okay, but you can't have loads of chicken. That's fine. I just want the chicken. The thing is, you have to pay the right price. It's like, yes, I know. I will pay the full amount.
I just don't want the fucking carbs.
I want rice or noodles.
Fucking keep them.
Give me fucking chicken.
You should have said put the rice noodles on a separate pot and then just leave it on the side.
They just got there.
That's your problem now.
She was just like, no, you can't. I was like, what?
Why can I not?
I was like, really take it back. It's like, But I just don't want. I don't want duck. I don't want noodles.
I just want my chicken. Give me my chicken. That's all I
You
want.
can't have a full box of chicken. It's like
I don't want a full box of chicken. I just want a portion of salt and pepper, a portion of fucking sticky chicken. That's what I want. Not saying you have to break any rules or fucking go and speak to your manager.
So weird. Like,
Give me a portion of the chicken.
And then she goes to me like, you have to pay full price. I'm like, yes, I know this. I know how to pay for food. Like, I'm going to give you the full amount.
I wasn't going to start haggling with you. Well, that price is for if you got noodles. I don't know. I
want any rice. I want £2 off.
Exactly.
It's just so weird. It's like, I mean, it's like
it's because you broke up. They're so regimented on doing the same things that you just kind of broke their routine.
You broke them.
They don't know what to do.
What? That's never been asked for before.
You can have it without rice and noodles. Yes, give me fucking chicken.
My life is a lie.
Right, let's get the shit back on now. What have you picked, Ian?
Well, I'm gonna piss off Jamie even more now. I pick Gears. I just can't think of anything else.
Jay's not coming back. Jay's like, fuck it, I'm done. I am done with these people.
I was going to say Left 4 Dead to even make it even more angry, but then I thought, no, I'll do something else. So my two are Left 4 Dead because it's a shit game, and then Gears.
Oh.
Yeah, see, I don't think he finished Jay off. No one picked Resident Evil, so he's still got a glimmer of thread to hang on.
He's got a beacon of light.
Oh no! Down here, Dan's written Resident Evil.
Oh, has he?
No, I'm joking. I just finished.
Imagine that, Dan, like Resident Evil.
He's just actually sitting there. He's whipped his phone out, and he's like, and he'll be like, "What one's his favourite? 2 remake."
I know. I just don't like. Even trying 5. Like I said, I'll give it a go because obviously I was forced to. And it was great. Like, again, it was all right. Good fun to play Jamie. But good, again, it was fun just to play a game with a friend.
Yeah.
That's more it was in the story. But then even me trying to listen to the story, I was getting angry at all the loopholes and how it ended even pissed me off even more.
But that's not it ended, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, but no, obviously they came out for Gear 6, but it's like, oh, okay, when's Gear 6 coming out? But then even me thinking about, do I want to go back and play the other ones? No, I have no interest whatsoever.
The problem is the first 3 are brilliant compared to 4 and 5. The first 3 are so much better.
They contain Dom. He's almost getting into Kenny territories for me.
Dom's epic.
I agree with Jamie. Graham,
oh, what the fuck, man!
Dom's playing Marcus Phoenix and Kenny from Walking Dead. So I want any other part. I'd rather have Coltrane as his buddy.
In fairness, I would rather have Coltrane in it as well because Coltrane's fucking epic.
Or even Carbine. Even Carbine's more interested in.
Carbine lasts like 30 seconds and that's it. Poof.
I know, but like it's another one of his family members pops
It just pops up. Even Beard, I quite like Beard to be fair.
Yeah, no, I agree. Beard's better.
Beard's just like a sarcastic asshole, so that's probably why I can relate.
Yeah, much better than buddy Captain Buzzkill.
Yeah, in fairness, he goes for a hard life.
Exactly, but he can have a hard life with one of the others.
Well, yeah.
They're probably not as whiny as the fucking Kate from Gears 5.
Imagine it was just them two, Dom
Kate
and Kate.
Dom.
Oh my god! I think I would know.
No, I don't.
I'd be like the hardcore again. He's getting all the fucking ones like Carth and Caden.
I don't think I could play it as well.
The dream team.
Just the dream. Yeah, the dream. Oh god, that would be. I just couldn't do that.
No,
it just wound me up. Like I think it was more. I more had fun playing it because I was playing with a friend and it was just a good laugh. Then, but I just have no interest to go back to the other ones. And the Left 4 Dead is just a pile of wank.
I would probably the one thing I would probably give you on that one as well, Ian, is like you say, I've never played a minute of Gears of War solo. I've never tried to play the games by myself, and I don't think I would enjoy them to the same level of like how high I hold them in regards to gaming if I had played them solo. I think it makes it a co-op experience. Gears, like I remember the first time I completed Gears on Insane, the very first one, and taking Ram out with his fucking Skrull flying at you every 2 seconds, and just that was it. When it's changed to the cutscene to show Ram being defeated, doing it as a co-op, it was like fucking elation as soon as it happened. And I feel
you're working together to do it.
Exactly, and I feel that adds to how good I view Gears, not maybe just based on what the game is.
There's so many games, like there's a good few games out there which have to be played co-op to make it better. For example, Borderlands.
Borderlands has
brilliant
to be.
game, but you have to play with at least one other person because it's just some like even Borderlands 2. I haven't played 3 yet, but Borderlands 2 when you do the final boss, spoilers, Handsome Jack, and the big thing. That's just so much more fun playing together with someone and doing it. On your own, it's like, oh, I've done it. Okay, cool.
I mean, that's the thing.
At least when you work together, it's fun.
I can see it from that point of view because I've played it quite a lot of co-op, and it's even better co-op than it is single player. I've obviously got my obsession with it. I just run through it single player anyway. But playing it in co-op is just fucking infinitely more hilarious.
Yeah, exactly.
Just because the voice lines for the characters as well. So your character obviously speaks throughout the game in regards to just random statements that he comes out. But then when you've got that at the same time as the other character doing the same, it just makes the game so much more hilarious.
Because they feel like they're talking to each other.
Exactly.
As well.
So no, that's another one. That's another series where, as much as you could probably enjoy it solo, it's much better playing it in co-op.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not one I hate, so that's fine.
No.
But yeah, and we're going to the last one to wind up Jamie even more. Left 4 Dead. I just don't get it. I don't get the hype before. Like Back for Blood's all right because then we segue into that in a minute. But it's way much better than Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead is just dreadful.
See, I loved Left 4 Dead.
I struggled with it.
I don't see why you can. I don't see how you can like Back 4 Blood but not like Left 4 Dead.
It's a weird one, yeah, because
Back 4 Blood has a bit more to it, but Left 4 Dead was so insanely repetitive at times. It's like the limitation of guns, the computer AI always standing in your fucking way when you're shooting. You ever stop shooting me?
Is that not just the same as playing with Jay?
No, Jay doesn't get you. If you want Jay to get in your way, it means he's nearby your group. Jay just fucking deviates and runs off somewhere and gets killed or captured. You keep finding him.
Sets up turrets facing walls.
He's either deviated one way or he's so far back. You're like, what are you doing back there, Jamie? Come on, we're here.
I'm coming.
But no, they're my main two.
Those are the ones that are on the offenders list this week, and I'm sure Jay and Dan had some ridiculous games as well that they would have put in.
I mean, Dan
he's never completed.
Dan's never completed a game, so that's irrelevant. But I'm sure they would have came up with something that was a little bit on the weird side, knowing Dan. But as Ian was saying, Project Game Pass for this month is Back 4 Blood. Obviously, this is the last day of the month, but I think because Back 4 Blood didn't come out until later on in the month, we're going to run it for a wee bit longer. So I think we're going to run it until
next podcast.
I was going to say I won't say what the next game is just now, but we'll play Back 4 Blood a wee bit more, and then our new game. Will we announce it this week, or will we wait till everybody's back next week?
We can announce it this week just to
really put them over the edge. So big Xbox party title coming out this month. So next month's Project Game Pass will be Forza Horizon 5.
There we go.
So I'm sure that will go down fantastically with Dan and Jay. I can already see how excited Gray is about it. Yeah. Me and Ian will have a fucking amazing time and love it.
Well, actually, one I actually will play.
Yeah, I'll be there day one, already 40 hours into the game by the time we all jump in.
Exactly, yeah.
So no, I no doubt I'll have to play the storyline for Dan to actually get him out of the tutorial.
We're definitely going to be doing the co-op bucket list and stuff like that.
Jay's super excited in chat. Yep. So no, Forza Horizon 5. So when that drops, that'll be sort of when we finish Back 4 Blood. But next week's episode will be where we sum up our thoughts on Back 4 Blood and find out if it was a thumbs up or a thumbs down. So moving on to games. Moving on to games we've played this week. And since I started last time, Ian, what have you been playing this week?
So my main two games I'm playing with. One I've gone really, really weird and old school. I've gone back to a game that came out like when did it come out?
A while ago. I remember having a go at that.
2015, that was it. Well, I just looked up now. 2015. It was Games with Gold, Massive Chalice.
That is a hard XCOM style game, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So I wonder, I don't know what put me into it. I just thought, I'm going to give this a go. I kept seeing it, like and I thought, shall I? It's like XCOM style, but I didn't really want to play XCOM. I don't know why I don't want XCOM. So I thought I'll give this one a go because it seems a bit more
it's nowhere near as complex as XCOM, but fuck me, is it hard? Yeah,
it's a very, very RNG. You're praying to the RNG gods to hopefully do right, like. So it's just it's XCOM-y style. You've got you go fast forward in years, and then when you go through like a certain point in the year, you go boom and stop, and then you've got 9 areas, and each of them have a little bit of corruption, and you've got to defend one area. So one area would always get corrupted, and one area won't because you defend that area. Then you've got to go into battle with 5 characters. And eventually, it's all XCOM, so you move slowly, try and kill enemies from far away or up close if you can, with depending which class you're using. And then if you win the battle and defend the area, you don't get corruption. But if you all die, obviously that area gets corrupted. And obviously it's all about survival, getting people married and getting siblings, or finding more people to come along. The worst thing is when you get loads of siblings, because obviously you get little houses, and if you have like siblings, like you can have mum and obviously husband have like 5 siblings, but they're all boys. You're fucked because you've got to find a girl somewhere. So it's like shit.
You mean children? You keep saying siblings. That means they're getting brothers and
children,
sisters.
Sorry. Fucking hell.
Like, how many brothers and sisters? What's that incest game are you playing?
No. So they get loads of children. It's like, yeah, technically when one has it, then they've got those brothers and sisters. But it's annoying because obviously you're gonna get boys, and then you've got to find the girls in another class, and it's like because it feels like girls are harder to come than boys in the game. But yeah.
Girls are harder to come.
Hey, for them. No. Graham.
Just repeating what you said.
I don't have that trouble. I was going to say Oxford Smith system, I won't say that. But I've said it anyway.
Well, that's now on record.
Yeah, that was good. This is went a dark route.
Oh, my phrasing is poor. That game, explaining that game. Yeah, I didn't explain that really well.
I remember that. It was good. I didn't even finish it. That game was so hard.
But yeah, I'm still enjoying it, but not sure how long I'll enjoy it for. Probably when it gets. I start losing will probably be the best time to explain when I'm starting to start hating it.
It does get frustrating, Joe. I'm sure you'll find out.
Well, you don't, because sometimes you do something, then you advance forward and you go, oh, I'm really close to them now. You got 96% of hitting them to hit, then you shoot, miss.
Yeah, don't. That's flashbacks now.
That's why I can't play XCOM. As much as I think XCOM
96% miss, fuck off.
As much as I think that like the idea of XCOM's fantastic and it looks really awesome and it's got a cool story and shit like that. See that there, just no. Just that pisses me off.
I've had that a few times.
So
like,
much.
Fuck off. This like,
6% miss.
Be like, okay, reload. Try again.
It is literally there. That's why I had to do so much. It got too much for me in the end. There's so much having so frustrating for it.
Yeah, I don't have the patience to do that.
Yeah. And then obviously the other one, which I can probably explain better, is House of Ashes, Dark Pictures.
Still waiting to jump into that. Cannot wait.
So I started playing my playthrough with my missus. Everyone's alive so far, which is good. I'm enjoying it. It's a really good one. Yeah, I do allude to what Jamie said last week, where it's very much more monsters rather than psychological.
Yeah, it's more Until Dawn than it is.
More Until Dawn than
Man of Medan.
But still really good.
That's not a bad thing.
So yeah, still really enjoy. It's a lot longer as well, which is really like I thought I was getting to the point where I was like near the end game because like you're all congregated in one area and loads of shit started to happen. I'm like, okay, this is the end game. But then I was like, it can't be because I've only seen the curator once. And I was like, no, it's not the end game. It's just everyone's getting separated again.
So how long roughly would you say? What, we're talking 6 hours?
Yeah, 5, 6. I'll say 5, 6 hours. I'm about 3.5, 4 hours in.
That's pretty good.
And it doesn't feel like anywhere near the end. And I think when I spoke to Jamie, he said it was about 5, 6 hours. So I imagine it's probably more towards this 5, 6 hour mark. Plus, I'm taking my time because I'm exploring, doing trying to get collectibles and stuff. Yeah. And exploring the area.
That's pretty good then. That's like a decent, like, what is it? 20?
A lot longer than
£25, I think it is, to buy.
Yeah, 25.
So that's not, 25. It's not too bad and the game's got replayability as well. So.
Oh, 100%. There's so much you can do. Like, we do one being like, oh. What if I did something different there? And you can easily play it again a couple of times to see what happens because obviously characters interact differently. I do though have, I guess, only one person I would happily keep alive. The rest there's 4 of them can just easily die. Like 4, I'll be like, I want to play like properly by keeping them alive. But also if I was to play like, yeah, I want to kill you. I'm happy if you die. I don't mind if you die. One guy like, yeah, you can stay alive. You're cool. You're fine. Rest of you.
In fairness, I feel like I was the same in sort of Man of Medan and Little Hope. There was only like 1 or 2 characters where I genuinely was like, I don't want you to die because you're really cool.
Yeah, same. Yeah, but that's what it's like. oh god, why there's always the one bitchy, annoying
Yeah,
character?
it's
Just,
that one guy. Is
can't they all just be genuinely nice people? Like, why can't they all just be like stubborn, commanding? Like, fuck's sake.
Yeah. Just a wee point in chat as well. Argatos has said that the next one that they announced a couple of days back, just to give you a wee trailer of it, The Devil in Me, that's going to be the last one in this anthology. So then,
Or Devil on Me, called it on Twitter.
I can't, yeah. So that'll be that 4 stories that'll be it done, and then they're apparently going. They've classed it as like a season. So the next one will be starting afresh after this new one, which I imagine will be Halloween next year. It comes out as well. So
Yeah, I imagine.
I would imagine it'll be there or thereabouts.
I think, 'cause like you said, aren't they all branching? Aren't they?
Yeah, they're all to do with the same
world.
Yeah,
That makes sense. Yeah.
and there'll be something. So
I'm wondering if the last one will intertwine it fully together.
You might see things appearing from the other 3 games in the last one to find out what it is, find out what the script is with the curator and things like that.
Well, no spoilers, but you do see something in 3, which maybe would go, ooh, hello.
For the curator.
For when you're during the no, not the curator. When you're playing the third, when you're playing House of Ashes, there's a few things they do mention about the previous 2 games. Like, hello.
Right. And I don't know if you'll be able to remember exactly, but do they mention anything about The Devil in Me?
I haven't seen anything yet, but I do know they showed the trailer at the end of the game.
Right, because
That's what James said.
Yeah, so like in Man of Medan,
Yes.
when you're blending away the curator, will be like, who knows where we'll meet each other again, we'll see each other down the line, who knows, maybe in Little Hope, for example. And then that happened to be the next game, so I didn't know if it sort of referenced anything in that.
Yeah, nothing yet, but obviously I'm nowhere near the end
exactly.
yet, so maybe they might say something towards the end. I know they obviously have those premonition, so when you find a premonition, there's always one to do the next game.
Okay.
I haven't found that yet, so
right.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to whatever the next one to install.
No, that'll probably be on my games to play for this week, so hopefully I'll get that completed before next episode. So that'll be another one for me and as you're saying, Ian, me and my wife will probably jump through and play it as well. So it's they're easy games to play.
As long as you're better than quick time events than Jamie, you'll be fine.
Oh no, she just does it so that she doesn't have to press the exact button. She just has to press a button, so she just grabs the controller. It works. So
oh, okay, that's fine.
Make life easier.
My sister goes, shout, do this, do that, do it. It's like, okay. Oh, but then Lisa just says to me, oh, what choice would you pick? And then just go, if I do something, I go, oh, I would have done that.
No, exactly. What did you do that for? What did I do? For fuck's sake.
I just love the fact where sometimes where you can you're like doing like a conversation and there's like having a really long conversation, and towards like the end you can say nothing.
Yeah.
So you just go. You say nothing, and then your character goes, just looks, goes, but then nothing happened, and just continue this conversation. Like, okay, then this is a little bit weird.
I've never done that. Nothing? I've never done the whole never say nothing. I have to just button and have my 2 pennies worth.
That's a Scottish in you.
Yeah, definitely. That's like, hold on a minute. Why we not answering back? Why? But no, looking forward to jumping on that. So what about yourself, Gray? What have you been playing?
I have finally been able to get the rest of them done and get the review up for the Xbox Jackbox Party Pack 8.
I do like those ones. They're good on like good multiplayer games to muck around with friends with.
Yeah, they are, and this one's a good one. This one's got a good collection of games. As I mentioned in the review, usually the past couple of them have always got a couple of padded games where they're just literally tacked on. They're usually not much co-op. But this one, I think Ian played with me on this one, as did Jade, and we played all of them. There was enjoyment in all of them. One was a bit slower than the others, but not the end of the world. So
have you got a limit on how many players you can play with?
They seem to have ramped it up a little bit.
Yeah, because am I right in saying that this is a game like if you own it, doesn't matter if we own it, we can all play it by just streaming. Yeah, so if you stream it, we can jump in with like codes for our phones and stuff like that, can't we?
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Because that's what I was gonna say. Like that in itself would be an amazing like thing for the show to do one time.
Yeah, the downside is I had to do it in a certain way for it to Because if you stream it via Twitch or anything, which you can do, you don't get the vibe of having the people in the room, which you kind of need to on some of the games anyway, because you need to interact with others. So that whole Twitch side of things is quite hard to do it that way. But what I did was, I got Ian hooked up a Teams meeting, and then we played it. I streamed it from my Xbox to my laptop, and then shared it through the Teams meeting. So it's kind of like a live view of my Xbox. So we played it that way, and that way we could actually talk to each other through the Teams meeting as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a good way of playing it remotely anyway. I mean, these games are designed to when you have people around your house to play it that way. But playing it remotely like that works. It's a good way of doing it.
Yeah, it was really like most of the games were like, I think all had fun. I definitely one of those ones where you have to play it more than once to kind of get the full feel of it, because you have to play it once to learn how to play the game.
Yeah.
And then the second time is when you kind of fully ramp it up and you know what you're doing, and you can kind of manipulate and mess around a lot more.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, they brought back a favorite of that at their Drawful one.
Oh, Drawful's amazing.
And this one is called Drawful Animate. And the way they've kind of made you animate is you get 2 slides to draw something. So my one was Guy Fieri's army. So with the first slide, I tried to draw Guy Fieri very badly, and then I wrote Flavor Town above his head. And then in the second slide, I just drew a load of people as like an army kind of thing. And then when people are guessing your answer, you see the like one picture and then the other picture. But if you have like 2 images, you can sort of use a face and make them blink or do certain things to make it look they're animated.
Okay.
So you've got 2 slides to play with, and what they do is after you've drawn your first slide, on your second slide, the first one is kind of translucent behind it. So you can kind of trace over what you've done on the first one to sort of give you a bit of guidance. The fuckers still don't give you an erase or an undo. So you're stuck with what you've got, but you got 3 colors, and you can speed up the animation that it flicks between your first and second slide while everyone else is guessing. So you can speed it up or slow it down. So you got a little bit to play with, but it kind of enhances, I think, the Drawful kind of game.
Drawful was fantastic. It was one of my favourite ones from before. So if they've made that better, then
yeah, I think it's
a lot. The things you get are like really random though sometimes. Yeah. So it's like you've got to be probably think outside the box. Like, what the hell have I got to do? But
it's just people's guesses are sometimes funnier than what the drawing is, and
that's what it's all about.
Yeah, so
I can't draw, but most people got mine, which is quite impressed.
Oh no, like my drawings, mine would be embarrassingly bad when it came to my drawing, so I wouldn't be overly worried about that as well.
And yeah, they've added 2 settings in which make the whole pack decent. One is no timers. They've put it in so you can turn the timers off for all the games. So I don't know if you've played with other people or play with like your parents or anything, they take a fucking age to write through an answer. Once you get low on the timer, you usually have to pause the game or anything just to allow them to sort of finish off their answer. But I was thinking it would also benefit those kind of with disabilities or may not be able to type quick or take that a little bit longer. It's something that should have been in on the previous games, and this is like the first one to have you turn off the timer.
It's just an accessibility thing. Yeah, it's just
so
making life
one
easier.
of the best things they've did was that one. Just like you say, it's those things where people take a little bit longer. They've got that time to think and actually do something. Yeah, and there's no panicking or anything.
It's just a must-have, and it just it just carries on. Once everyone submit their answer, you just proceed to the next bit. So, I mean, if you're all quick on the draw, then having a timer is good because it forces you to put in an answer when the time running low. But you have to gauge the room. If you don't need to do it, then you can put that setting on. So it's great to have it. And the other one is they've got a box to tick for not all US-centric content. So a lot of the Jackbox games in the past have just been so US heavy that some of the things you kind of miss unless you're from the US or know a lot about US culture. So you can actually filter some of the sort of US centric content. So you've got a bit more stuff around your area. It's like UK based as well. So that was a nice touch. So it's not so US heavy.
Happy days.
Yeah. And yeah, I'll briefly run into the other games, but they were good. Job was the one that took a while. That was a hard one to sort of get. That's kind of slow. Basically, you're at a job interview and you've got 2 questions to answer, and it says you have to put 5 words or more. And basically, it'll ask you a question like, how would you handle this situation? And then you just write, they use like a maximum of 300 letters or something, but you have to write a minimum of 5 words. And basically, the words you write on this becomes someone else's word pool for the next question. So it says like, how would you diffuse an angry person? And then the words you can pick from are just what someone else has written, basically.
Right,
so you've got to try and make a sentence from other people's words, and some of them were quite funny. And
I think with that one, you have to get started putting. I realise you have to start putting your friends' names in. So okay, adding like Graham and Jamie did this and this and this, and then so that you know when someone picks your word, they're going to pick Jamie did this, and like it's more funny for them.
Yeah, and just putting like sort of suspicious words, thrusting and different like animals, or just so that people can make weird sentences. So it can be funny, but it relies on a lot of people being a bit more intuitive about what they're putting to sort of help you out. The other one, weapons drawn, was probably the highest one to try and get into. There was like a murder base. Yeah, that's a murder based game where you have to draw kind of 2 weapons, but depending on what you put as your name, I mean, a lot of people just put something stupid as their name when they sign into the Jackbox games.
Yeah.
But you have a letter chosen from your name, and then that letter has to be part of the picture that you draw for your 2 weapons. So I put Grey as my name, and so I had to have the letter A, and then you had to draw a candlestick and a lady's razor using the letter A. You had to sort of twist the A, spin it, and then draw around the letter A to try and disguise the letter A.
Okay, yep.
And so then when it comes to the next bit, everyone has to write an accomplice name, like a name of a person, but you have to try and pretend that something that doesn't tie it back to you. Because the bit after that is everyone's accomplice appears in a list, and then basically you've got to try and murder them. And you do that by picking their accomplice's name and saying whose accomplice that is. So if you just put Ross's son or something, and so it's like, Ross obviously just put Ross's son, that would be easy, and then I've sort of killed your accomplice straight away and I get points.
Yeah.
So you put something really random that wouldn't tie back to you to make it harder for them to guess.
I was really bad at that round, but also really good. I was really bad because I couldn't kill anyone, but no one killed my accomplices.
yeah. And so that's just the way you get points. You get points for killing the accomplice, points for working out who the murderer is, and points for getting away with the murder. So after like so many have been killed, you get a choice of to investigate 2 different murders. And so you see the person that's killed them, the weapons that they've drawn. And then you need to go, okay, who can I work out of these 2? Who do you think killed that person from their drawing? And then sort of you just work it out from people's drawing ability. If you can see a letter in their murder weapon. And then, it's quite clever. But it takes a little bit of getting used to that one.
And also, I think that one you did more face-to-face because it's very much like, I didn't draw that. Yeah, you did. No, I didn't.
Yeah,
you drew that. And then it
has an Among Us vibe about it. Because once one sort of victim has been picked, obviously you then have to work out who killed that person. But the person who has killed it has to try and sort of deflect from them onto someone else.
Yeah, it's almost like it's almost like when we played what was it called?
Project Winter.
Yeah, so
was it Project Winter? No, that was.
No, it was Project Winter.
It was Project Winter, the one where you killed him out in the snow. And
stuff. It's almost like trying to do that, but obviously us having it in party chat kind of fucked it a little bit in that respect. But it's along that sort of line where you have to try and play your poker face that you weren't involved or anything like that.
That's what I mean. It's like Among Us as well. You had to try and get away with the murder. So it had a funny Among Us vibes, and that one was quite fun once you got the hang of it. The fan favorite one was Pole Mine.
Just reading up about that one just now. I've loaded up the different games on it. I'm reading about that one just now, and that one seems like it'd be fantastic.
That's good, but you have to have everyone talking to each other. So it's one that you really have to sort of stream it so you can see your friends. So you're split between 2 teams.
So we made sure our teams wasn't like in the same room. So we split up that way.
So it was like 3-on-3, and basically it gives you a top 8 list saying these are all superpowers. Pick your top 5 superpowers from these 8 in the order of what you'd want the most to what you'd want the least in the sort of the top 5.
Yeah.
And then everyone does that. And then the game goes, right, we want you to find the top 2nd, 3rd, and 4th answer. So you don't want the first and you don't want the others. You just want to find the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th most popular answer. And then you've got to communicate as a team and then sort of say, not give the other team too much information to say, what did you pick or what did I pick? Because then they know what they've picked as well and they've got a bit of an advantage. So then you've got to try and go, I think it could be this one. And then do we agree? Yeah, okay, let's go for that one. And then basically that's how it kind of plays out. And if you get it right, you get a torch. And if you don't, you don't get a torch, and it keeps playing through until the final round. And those with the most torches, they count as lives. Because the last round, you have to work all the way up from the bottom to the top, the least popular answer to the top. And if you don't get the right answer, you lose a torch. It goes to them to pick the one until basically someone runs out of torches. Yeah. And then the other side wins. And that one was quite funly competitive.
Very competitive. It was funny though. Good fun that was. But yeah, that was probably one of my favorites as well. Because again, it was just, we made sure no one was in the same room. So it's all talking online with each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just a good laugh, good crack. And obviously Graham, the missus, helped us out with one of the questions.
Oh, yeah. It's not that one, it's that one. And everyone heard Desert. We can all hear you whisper, by the way.
She just took her answer and the one's like, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thanks. And then, the last one, I'm trying to remember, it's the Wheel of something. Oh, Wheel of Enormous Proportions.
Yeah.
So that one is the most inclusive of the games because it's a lot of luck, basically. There is some skill to it, but it's quite hard to gauge all the right answers because they're so vague as such. So one of them was pick all the apple varieties from this list of 16. It doesn't tell you how many of them are correct answers. And then some of them you might know, some of them you wouldn't have a fucking clue about. And basically you just have to pick all the ones that you think, and the person that gets the most amount of answers gets a slice of the wheel. And basically you get a couple of rounds of that. The people who get the most answers. You get points for getting correct answers anyway, but the person who gets the most gets an extra slice. And then at the end of that round, you put your slices in a wheel that everyone takes in turn of spinning that wheel. And if they land on your slice, then obviously you get points. And obviously if they land on their own slice, they get points. But sometimes you might put it on the same slice. You don't see what everyone else has put it until everyone's placed their slices.
Right, okay.
So you could end up putting it on the same slice. So you both get points, etc. And the idea is to get to 20,000 points. And once you've done that, you spin the winning wheel. And so the winning wheel might only have about 4 out of 10 slices of like winning. And if you don't land on that, then that's it. You have to wait until you get points again to get over 20,000 to have another go.
Yeah.
But in that time, someone else might get over 20,000 and they get a chance of winning the game.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what happened to me twice. I lost the game twice. I ran away with it on that game that we played on Neon Squad, and I didn't get the win. And then his missus got there the second time and she won it.
First spin. Win.
I feel like this should be the next version of the quiz. This sounds like it's much fairer.
So that is, that one's the most inclusive because there's very little kind of skill. You can just guess most of the answers and you might get away with it.
Yeah.
And then it's just your luck spinning a wheel.
Yeah, that one does look pretty fun in regards to how you play it and things like that. There's a couple of games on Xbox as well that have got categories that are like that, where like you put up like a list of things and you sort of take time just to work out if you think this might be part of what the question is and things like that. So so it's like with that one there, is like everybody picks individually, or is it like, so Gray, pick one of the apples and see if it's right?
No. It's so literally you've got all 16 on your phone and you've got to tip which ones you
tip which ones you want.
The thing we didn't work out was what happens if you picked all of them.
Yeah, we never tried that. I was going to try next time, but we didn't. We played one game
because it doesn't say if you get
16.
wrong answers. We don't know if that happens because none of us did it like to try and cheat.
Yeah,
but we don't know if it penalties you, whether if you pick the wrong ones, whether it subtracts anything off. Otherwise, I don't see what what the issue is if you don't pick everything. You're going to get all the right answers.
The one that I've played that had that similar sort of game in it is you either lose points, or once you select a wrong answer, or if you have a wrong answer, you get locked out.
Yeah, which
So-
no
So,
idea.
like-
Because I've done a few when I did a few picks. I think I did about 7 or 8, and it was like I only got like 3 right, but some of them were wrong, and I still only got the 3 points. So I do wonder, does it?
Yeah.
But then it was weird because I got more wrong than I did right, and they gave me 3 points. I wonder if you do tick them all,
You
Yeah,
get
so-
all the
get points. It's just, you just don't know.
So we
It's
didn't
really
try
weird to
cheating the
work out.
game, but I think that takes a little bit of the fun out. if
Yeah,
you do.
exactly.
But the issue is it doesn't tell you how many correct ones there are out of the.
No,
So
exactly.
If it tells you what the number is, then you can, which ones to kind
so
of
work
guess.
it towards. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all the games on there, and they're all pretty good. And there isn't the sort of one that drags, though, because the one before that had a couple of sort of games that really didn't work as well. But yeah, I'm quite enjoyed this party pack. I reckon this
So
one's going to be.
How much is that?
I don't know.
I was on the page earlier.
You know, I've got the review code for it, right? I don't know.
It is 25 pounds.
So
Yeah, it's about to say they usually are around that. Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Looks. I think that's quite a fair price for these kind of ones, and this one,
Say
yeah,
£5
I'd recommend
each
as
game.
well.
Yeah, it's just
The only downside is we're still COVID-esque, so having these kind of gatherings to play this game in is quite limiting unless you've got a technology expert that can hook you up with a stream like what we did.
yeah.
It helps having that kind of savvy thing, but I mean, this is an inclusive kind of set, and these are great for parties, but obviously they're very short in this day and age.
Day and age.
But,
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I think I say my favorite was definitely Pole Mine.
yeah, that
That was,
definitely went
that
over
was
the best.
mainly for that was the more fun. Wheel one's probably my least favorite because again it was just luck based and went over quite quickly. It felt like you didn't really answer many questions. It was more just spinning the wheel.
Yeah.
So,
But that's me. Everyone likes different ones, but these always had some winners, and so that's quite a rarity for a jackbox game. Usually there's one clogger, but this one I recommend is they're all pretty
yeah,
good.
because we all, I think no one really won. Well, some people won more than once, but there's a lot of variety of winners.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I was terrible at the murder one though.
So what about you then, Russ? What have you been?
I
playing this week?
have. So I've been playing a wee bit more Fallout 76. So not really much to jump into. It's fairly obvious what it's all about. Just playing a wee bit more co-op. Finally decided to start building a base. So sort of just hitching along, just doing missions. But now we've sort of got enough resources that we've decided that it's maybe a bit of time to lay some roots in the beautiful Appalachian mountain area. So. Or,
That's where you put in your house.
Yeah. So
I think me and Jamie put our house in the middle of a road.
no, we were strategic. We've put ourselves nice to a nice big open body of water as well. So get a couple of water pumps in there, get some constant fresh water to keep our survivability up. Having a good time. It's got so much more in it these days. Like I know we jumped into it, but we were more just sort of playing around and seeing what was going on. But if you actually want to get into the nitty gritty, there is so much more to do, and it's not just like you have to go and find it by yourself. There's a lot more NPCs that will drag you into the direction of where you need to go to get stuff done. So we've just done a big quest line to do with a treasure chest, a treasure room, and some raiders that was given to you at one of the new places that they've put in the wayward, sorry. And you can go in there, you get the quest, you actually speak to people, so you get dialogue options like a traditional Fallout game. You go and interact with the baddies. You've got choices whether you just kill the baddies on sight, you negotiate with them, you sort of double cross them and things like that. So it becomes a little bit more traditional Fallout than just what 76 was before. Plus you've still got your sort of daily events, weekly, monthly challenges and stuff like that you can do to get different things for your base or unlock better things for your stat packs and things like that. So. It's a lot more fleshed out, and because of that, it's a lot more enjoyable. It's something that I think I said the last time we were talking about. If they ever did decide to do like a Fallout 76 2, they would have a much better place to start off with, and I feel like it would be a much bigger success. So, but no, that's been pretty enjoyable. And then the other one I jumped into was not strictly Xbox, but Age of Empires 4.
Yeah, I know you're excited about this one.
So
Yeah.
I was on that the day it dropped. Playing as a bit of a different group this time. I've never played as them, so I started off this one as the French.
Oh, okay.
So
Because they don't win.
well, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So no, I thought there we go. Let's have a wee shot of seeing how the French go. So they've got a few sort of unique. A few unique sort of units that are quite good. So you've got your Royal Knights, which is a big sort of old-fashioned medieval, what you would see for like the jousting. Their big shield on one hand, lance on the other, full metal plate. You've got the cannons. So unlike quite a few other ones, you don't really have artillery till later on. The French have got it pretty early. And then another one which is it's got a fancy French name, but it's basically an arbalist, so spring-loaded crossbow ranged unit type idea. I was going to go for like the barbarians, or not so much barbarians, but like the Mongols and things like that. But I thought I'll give the French a try and see what they're like. So far, games it doesn't move away from what you would expect in traditional Age of Empire games. It just looks stunning. It's such a really nice game. I've been playing mostly skirmishes just now. Just getting used to the key bindings, if I'm being honest, because there's so many to learn. And then going to start doing the campaign. So I think the first campaign is the Norman campaign. So the Middle Ages and things like that. And then they've got a few other ones. So they've got the 100-Year War, the Rise of Moscow, and then you can play as sort of the Mongol Empire as Genghis Khan and stuff like that. So they'll no doubt be adding in a lot more sort of civilizations as the game goes on. So I think they've got the Russians, the Romans, the Chinese, the French, the English, the Mongols. I want to say Ottoman is that one of the other ones, and there's another one for life. I can't remember what it is. So they've got eight to start off with. But I can see them add on. They always usually add more in, so it wouldn't surprise me to see like the Japanese, the Aztecs, Romans are in there already.
Chinese
are in as well. Yep.
Yeah.
So I can see them bringing in like the Germans, the
British are there, aren't they?
English are there, not
English,
not the British. English.
You had to make that clear.
You know, the best Age the best Age of Empires game started off as was the tutorial as you actually started playing as the Scots, and then it built into the main game. Obviously, they realised that they couldn't keep up to that level of epicness, so they had to just take the Scots out and just went.
They were far too good for the game.
Far too good. It made the game too easy.
Two game
Everyone kept picking
exactly.
the Commando Mel Gibson character.
Exactly. Just running down with sort of fresh haggis and a bottle of iron brew. That was a sort of.
I never took my
smashing their kilts at everyone.
Exactly. But no, brilliant game. I love the Age of Empire games. How you've got so many different things that you can do in it, building up your sort of settlements and stuff like that. Good sort of tactical RTS game, or not? It's not technically. Well, I suppose it is technically an RTS game, but it's just love these games, and I'm so glad they've now got one that's modern day graphics. It looks amazing. The battles are a lot better than just like all the units just smashing into each other and you can't really tell what's happening. Whereas this is a bit more, you can actually see how the weapons are working and stuff like that. So I think I've put maybe 10 hours into it just now. So I'll be hopefully ramping that up over the next couple of weeks. This will be a sort of ongoing game for the background for me. So
no more Football Manager then?
Oh no, that'll still be there. The new Football Manager coming out as well. So I'll be running both of them alongside each other when I get a chance. But no, a fairly quieter week in gaming for myself. I've got a nice new, lovely gaming setup in the room with my PC and all that. So that was taking precedent this week and getting all that nice set up for making sure it was all ready to roll for tonight.
Fair enough.
Nice.
It was all good. But speaking of new games, as we've touched on with our new Game Pass game for next month, we have games for these are games that we have confirmed for November, so it stretches the whole month. Big names, this month. So you've got Football Manager 2022 coming out on the 9th of November. Forza Horizon 5 coming out on the same day. So that'll be a busy day for me. Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim Anniversary Edition, 11th of November. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas for the Definitive Editions coming out on the 11th as well. And then you've got Evil Genius 2 World Domination on the 30th of November. These are the ones that have been confirmed so far, but you know what Microsoft are like, they'll probably drop different ones every week from now till the end of the month for Game Pass. So what have we got for leaving Game Pass, Ian?
For leaving today, actually, so it'll be the last day today. Technically, it's probably left by the time you listen to this. Yep. We've got Celeste, the 5 Nights at Freddy's, Kato, East Shade, Night and Bikes, Komachi, and Unruly Heroes.
And
so they'll all drop out.
All out here today. Or if you're listening on Tuesday, tough shit, you've missed them. And Gray, what have we got for games with gold?
Yep, in the same sort of way, you've got your last chance to pick up Aero, which is available until the 31st of October. The same with Resident Evil Code Veronica X, that's available last for the 31st of October before they're gone. But Hover is still there from October the 16th to November the 15th. And then coming up in November, so probably if you're listening to this on the podcast, you'll find out that Moving Out has started from November the 1st to the 30th. Kingdom 2 Crowns is coming on November the 16th to December the 15th. Rocket Knight is coming from the 1st of November to the 15th. And Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes is coming from November the 16th to the 30th.
So any of them that we've got any interest in, or maybe even not that we might not already have them, but at least ones that are good and we've played them before?
Well, I did Moving Out for review for Xbox Tavern, which you can read them on our website. But I thoroughly enjoyed Moving Out. Definitely a good fun. Love couch co-op game. I get your missus involved. Brilliant fun of it. Very similar to Overcooked.
I was going to say, it sounds, just even by the name it sounds like Overcooked type idea.
Yeah, it's literally pretty much Overcooked, but with moving furniture. Really fun. 100% recommend it. It's probably one of a good title that's really come out to games with gold that I've seen. Play that. Definitely play it.
Is anyone playing the Lego Batman?
I was going to say the Lego Batman was going to be my one, was what I was going to say. I just love the Lego games. I think they're fantastic.
I've already 1000G Lego.
Yeah, jump in and play the Batman.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, who would have guessed
she did it.
What about you? You got anyone?
I think Moving Out was the one I did for review, if I remember correctly. It might not.
No, I did Moving
No, Out of Space is the one I did. That's very similar, I think. Moving Out could be something I'm interested in. Kingdom 2 Crowns sounds like it's probably interesting, but it probably is unlikely not to be. But yeah, I like to give all the games we've got a quick kind of go to see if there's any kind of good, except for Resident Evil. I know exactly what that is.
Exactly. At the end of the day, it's free games. Why would you not just pick them up, have a wee look at them? If you don't like them after 5 minutes, no harm, no foul.
Exactly.
So that has been another episode, a bit a shorter one today, a bit more condensed. What happens when we don't need to wait up on pensioners?
That's it.
So thank you everybody for tuning in. As G would say, if you've made it to this point, you are a fucking legend. So for all Xbox Tavern content, please follow us on Twitter at Xbox Tavern, same with the Facebook page. See all of our written reviews on xboxtavern.com and check all of our video content, including the podcast that you're watching just now, on the YouTube channel, which is Xbox Tavern Official. For all the quick links where you'll be able to find us, they are all in the show notes. I have been Ross. My gamer tag is Chaotic8389. Gray.
I have been at Graham Reaper.
And Ian.
I'm at Nutty Ray.
So thank you all for putting up with us this week, and hopefully, I'm not even going to say hopefully we'll be back to 5 next week because somebody
we might just
us three might just no show up, just leave
and
it to
let them two to do a pro on their own.
And all you would get was a tweet going out saying, due to technical issues we haven't been able to get the show up this week, whereas us, we power through. We make sure that the fans have got their weekly fix.
Thing is, do we want a conversation about Horlicks and Stannis stairlifts,
no.
which Zimmer frame they're going to pick up, and what games they haven't completed?
Exactly.
How they like to suck on each other's words.
Exactly.
Who wants to give the best dom each round?
That's how bloody Jay's not feeling right this week. He didn't get his worders this week, so he's down in the dumps about it. So.
Or eating his faggots.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll be back with the pensioners next week. We'll have our final thoughts on Back 4 Blood and
more games that we played.
Probably some more Resident Evil talk, unfortunately.
Oh.
Well, if there's more news on that. Oh.
Exactly. But anyway, folks, thank you for joining us all, and we will see you next week on the show.
Love you, bye.
See you later, folks.
Thank you.